And here we go, this is the one-on-one with the great one, Wobi Tubby from Gosu Gamers. And here there was a challenge that arose during one of the pub matches that I was playing with him. And here we go, as we are starting mid-only one-on-one, as a very funny picture that's coming up from PLZNO, Team Africa. As we're waiting for the picks now, as they made a challenge to Slark and Queen of Pain, who can make the best in mid out of those two heroes in the 5v5. PLZNO couldn't hold up against the Queen of Pain in mid, because the Queen of Pain, she was always born to be a solo hero, just be in mid, grabbing the runes here and there, blinking back and forward, getting the last hits. But Slark, the thing about Slark with the leap and everything like that, should be able to as well get the runes and do everything as well. So we're going to see today which of the two will players as well. This will all come down to player skill. This will all come down to hero skills. This will all come to the last hits and everything like that, and the creeping and everything like that. So as they are deciding which rules, it could be the first blood, whoever gets first blood, or whoever can do everything like that will be fantastic. As we do have one spectator. Hello. I should actually turn on my commentating. We do have a spectator, which is fantastic. I just got to quickly change it here. Don't want to miss the battle. Open mic. And here we go. Now you should be able to hear me. I am commentating for this match. It's 1v1 with the great ones. Alright. As we said before, the Wobi Tubby was in 5v5 telling PLZNO that in mid, Slark should be able to get most of the denies. They don't know all the last hits against Queen of Pain. They both have a blink and a jump. And pretty much what they're going to be doing is deciding down to the player skill and also the hero skills. And that's what they're doing right now. As you can follow me and just have a look, and that is a very funny picture from PLZNO. That flag is legendary. How do you follow my screen? My screen, you can just pretty much I think you can get out of the game, and I'll put the spectators on. You'll be able to follow my every exact movement. This will be also put onto YouTube, so you'll be able to watch this later on as well. Sprank. We are in fact on a US West server today, ladies and gentlemen. We will be watching the 1v1s.
The battle begins.
And here we go, the battle is going to begin, and we will be checking out the last hits and denies. That's what we're going to be tracking here today. It's going to be very crucial, because Queen of Pain is very known for a very good mid, and same as Slark, but Slark is always relying on their ganks. Well, both heroes are actually relying on their ganks mid-game, and also the very start of the game. But today we're doing the 1v1s to see who can get the last hits, who can do the better job as the specific heroes. As the 5v5, PLZNO was in fact Slark the last game and had troubles against the Queen of Pain in mid. So here comes all the last hits coming up right now. It's very crucial for Slark just to stay in the battle, as he has like his stout shield and a little bit of tankers, just to stay in there as much as he can. He does have his weed Greevil, those green bastards. Look at him. They are so high right now, smoking all them weed. Let's see what the other player does. Ooh, the other one's just crazy. He must be on an acid trip right there.
Thought you had that.
We got the level 2, and they're going in, and Slark goes in for a jump just to get him away from the battle a little bit. And that's what you got to do. You got to stop them from getting all these last hits. And the tower, pushing your own creeps to the tower, stopping them from getting the last hit and the gold is very helpful as well. You don't want the other heroes to grab the gold, let alone the EXP. But you can always make a choice like that, as Queen of Pain is harassing Slark. Ooh, and here comes another leap from Slark again, trying to get him away from the creeps, trying to stop them from getting the last hits. But this won't serve that much useful for the Slark, as he has to go back and regen just a little bit. Same as the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain has already used 2 tangos just to stay in the middle of the battle. same as Slark. So this will come down in who can stay in the lane the longest, who doesn't have to go back, who will be eventually be the victor. As you can see now, right now, the last hits and denies has got Queen of Pain at 8-4 and Slark is only 4-1. And here we go, we got more items here. Got a healing cell, whoop, healing cell right there on Slark, just waiting for him to cop a little bit more damage, then he can just heal up and stay in the battle for a little bit longer. And here we go, it looks like at this time, level 3 Slark versus a level 4 Queen of Pain halfway through level 4, and Slark is only just getting to level 4 right now. At the moment we can actually really see it right here with the XP limit. It's really going to the dire side, just above 200 over against the Radiant, and the gold is really setting into the dire now because of the last hits, because of the denies, also keeping the hero away from the creeps. But this can always be turned around with one hero kill. One hero kill will pretty much get rid of the count of the denies and of the last hits and everything like that. You want the first blood to get the 500 gold, to get everything like that. That's what you need in these type of battles. So it's never over until it's fully over. Whoop, and here we go, Queen of Pain just throwing a little bit of the Shadow Strike right there on Slark, but Slark dodges with a leap very successfully, but in the cost of mana, which he doesn't really need to use that much at the moment. He's just doing it just to show off a little bit, I'm guessing. Doesn't want to keep that much damage, he doesn't want to take that much damage, he really wants to stay in the lane as much as he can. And here we go, as the denies are setting in. Slark is trying to get a little bit more back as he leaps backwards just in case Queen of Pain does use her Scream of Pain. Got 19-8 on Queen of Pain and 6-3 on Slark, which is really settling right behind. As you look at the XP gain per minute right now, what I'll be doing, I'll be linking my YouTube channel later on after the match as well. You can add me to Dota, and if you got scrims coming up, if you got a team as well, feel free to get me to commentate, because I'm a very good commentator at the moment. Hopefully good. And here we go, Queen of Pain is now level 6. Do we see an ulti coming out soon? Will she grab her Sonic Wave and scream the Slark to death? It's a very powerful scream. She's well known as a screamer. She has 2 screaming moves. And there you go. And here comes the AoE coming off the Queen of Pain. But they both back off just a little bit as Slark does a little bit of damage right there, just taking him down half HP. As now the creeps are settling back to the tower. This is where Slark can really get the last hits in right there, grabbing all the gold, which is done successfully. At the moment we still see that the last hits and nines is 25-8 on Queen of Pain from 11-3 on Slark. The Slark really needs to pick up on those last hits right there. Just gain a little bit more gold. Very exciting battle here today with the one-on-ones, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, the bottle is now there, waiting for the Queen of Pain to grab right there. Gonna send him, use the creeps, use your couriers always for your bottle and everything like that. You gotta send them back to base, bring them back. It's a lot of microing to do, which is very fantastic. Pros will always do that in games if there is no rooms, especially 1 vs 1 mid. This is what you want to see. This is what you want to do as well. And here we go, a little bit more farming ability. That's the difference between Slark and Queen of Pain. With Queen of Pain, oh, here comes a leap from Slark, and he's going for damage. It freezes her a little bit. Oh my god! And the tower's gonna get the kill, and Slark will get the kill. And here we go. The denies do not matter anymore. The level 8 on Slark, where Queen of Pain is only level 7. This is where it becomes dangerous for Queen of Pain. If Queen of Pain suffers one more blow, it'll pretty much be over for the Queen of Pain. This will be so far behind in the last hits now. This is where denies do not matter. This is where Slark can now gain more gold, more EXP. He doesn't have to deny for a little bit. This is very fantastic. This is what we got to see from Wobi. Is playing Stark. I keep saying Stark. It's Iron Man. We got a Queen of Pain and Slark duking it out in mid. See who's the better mid, who is the better player, and who can play the best Slark or Queen of Pain. I wish this was going to be a best out of 2 or 3 here today, but we won't because the amount of time that we have, we don't have that much time left. We actually got to do a lot today. We got a lot of scrims, we got a lot of random battles here and there. I also got to play a couple matches for Genoxell plays as well. And here we go, as Queen of Pain unleashes a Shadow Strike, only just a little bit. It's only like a level 1 Shadow Strike, not much, only just to harass. And here we go, Queen of Pain does the ulti. Not ulti, sorry, my bad, it was just the Scream of Pain. Doesn't matter where she screams, it always sounds like an ulti to me. And oh, and there goes a massive dodge! One of the massive dodges I've ever seen from Slark, as Queen of Pain screams in his direction, but Slark was so fast and timed it perfectly and jumped out of the way. Oh, but here we go, Slark is right behind the tower. Queen of Pain is going in for the kill. As Slark dodges just one more attack, just can sit there just a little bit longer. But it doesn't look good for the Slark right now, as Queen of Pain has no more mana though. Queen of Pain has no choice but to back off it just a little bit, as Slark is just trying to regen right again, just to get right into the battle. He doesn't really want to go back into base. Really needs to get back to his tower, really needs to get the creeps, really needs to get EXP as well right there, as Queen of Pain is falling behind in leveling. And here we go, we're back again. Full HP, no mana. Pretty much one more bullet in your gun, as they say. Just waiting for the right moment to attack. Waiting for that one moment to kill your opponent. And here we go, Slark is trying to get more hits in there, which is fantastic. It is 1 on the Radiant and 0 on the Dire. And here goes Slark, goes for a leap, he's trying to do more damage, trying to stun him right there, and stuns Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain can't move, got no mana to blink. And here comes Slark. Slark's coming in right next to the tower. Will he make it? He's not fast enough though. Let's see if he can trap it inside the woods. Inside the woods. He runs full speed. He grabs it. And he grabs another kill. That's the second kill. Now this is very dangerous, folks. This is where Slark becomes very, very dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. See, with no mana, that's the ability that he possesses by having only a little bit of mana use in the thing. And 442 mana pool. And it is all you gotta do. And there's a little bit of trash talking in the game, one-on-one. That's what happens. That's what we do. We do it raw, ladies and gentlemen. This is war, baby. You know what I'm saying? Queen of Pain is not taking this very lightly, as please know, played Slark in the last 5 vs 5 and complained that you cannot beat Queen of Pain in middle. But it all depends on player skill and the hero skill and what you get for those heroes. And look at that, Slark just gets away. There's nothing that the Queen of Pain can do. Nothing. 2 levels behind, and there is nothing much you can do. Denies do not matter now. And there you go. She's trying to farm up all the creeps, but it's not going to matter. Even if she gets the tower down, the thing is, once you get this tower down, you are diving into dangerous territory. You're going to be pushing closer and closer into enemy territory. They're closer to the well. They can teleport faster. They can catch you. You have a long way to run back to base, and this is what you don't want to happen. Especially as Queen of Pain, you don't want to push too fast. You want to grab all the creeps as much as you can. Slowly though. In a 1 vs 1. Here comes Slark, running from like bat out of hell, but just running, no wings, everything like that. He's looking really dangerous right here. He is copying a lot of damage from the creeps. As a lot, it's only about 10. That's a lot for a creep. There you go, and Slark is just taunting the Queen of Pain now, jumping back here and fro like a frog. There you go, another Queen of Pain just throws a Shadow Strike just to slow him down just a little bit more. As Slark is doing a wonderful job last hitting. And here we go, trapped again, just like a spider web right there. Queen of Pain is about to take a fall, no more mana left, and just one more leap, one more charge, and boom, dead, sent back to hell. As a 3-0 Radiant 3-0 Queen of Pain, and the GGs come out, as it might be over very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen, for the 1 vs 1 with the great ones. And here we go, picking up more of these farming.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
As they're complaining about the runes, but to be honest, Queen of Pain should have used the runes, because if this was a real 5 vs 5, the Queen of Pain would have to rely on the runes, grabbing all the runes as much as you can. You will really need it. They cannot complain about the 1 vs 1 with runes. If you're talking about a 5 vs 5 situation, which what they are talking about, they're talking about a 5 vs 5 situation, but in a 1 vs 1 mid only, to see who can be the better Slark right now. And right now it shows that Wobi is the better Slark compared to the last game where PLZNO did play Slark and was unsuccessful in getting the last hits and denies. As daytime, as dawn breaks, we have more sight on the battlefield. We'll be here waiting for one of them to cry and leave. Would it be Slark or Queen of Pain? It's starting to decide. The decider's coming up. It's 3-0. And here we go. Slark just jumps in and gets a little bit of a kill. The tower can't see him though. And the ulti gets unleashed by Queen of Pain. Gets screamed. It's trying to carry him around the tower just to cause a little bit more damage. And here we go. This is where, and the runes and everything's going to start popping out right now. This is where Slark might actually take a fall here. Oh no. And bang! There goes Queen of Pain. Takes 1 kill. That's a very big mistake on the Slark's part. Diving into the tower against the creeps, against the Queen of Pain. And Queen of Pain pretty much is just cutting him around. Yes, it's Shadow Strike. He could have used Shadow Strike, but he instead used the blink. Save the mana for the blink, just to deal that extra little bit of damage instead of slowing him down. And here we go. He could be fighting back right now, but let's have a look at the XP. The XP is diving about over 1,000 on the Radiant side, and the gold is only just not too far from breaking even at the moment. The Radiant has 3,840 compared to the Dire 3,660 altogether. As we see Queen of Pain heading back and forth, the bottle gets dropped. Making the Grieve will go back and send it. Get some water. Fetch it, Grievels. Give me them water. Live in Australia. Nah. Nah, not America, nothing like that. Australia. But the best thing about being in Australia is that we can broadcast from anywhere for any server. It does not matter anymore. If you're gonna have a tourney, then it'll be very much fun. If you guys can link it to the web, I'll be able to commentate. And here we go. Here comes another leap from Slark, and Slark just gets there, just misses a little bit, dives past the tower. This will allow the catapult just to do a little bit of more damage. Here comes Slark, another leap again, but Queen of Pain jumps out of the way as she's starting to smarten up, knowing exactly how the way Wobi plays the Slark. But Slark comes out of nowhere, stealth again, and here we go. Ooh, and blinked away again, Queen of Pain. It is getting very dangerous where she is now starting to live through the battle. If she can live, she might be able to have a chance. This is where Wobi really needs to get that tower kill now, because it's more dangerous if Slark has more range on the battlefield, so it is longer. It's a longer path for Queen of Pain just to run back just a little bit more if she does try to push the tower in mid. And here we go, as you can see again, and she blinks only just a little bit, not too far away, as Slark is just chasing Queen of Pain all the way around the tower into the little forest right there, and blinks right back out, kiting him around, forcing Slark just to regroup and to reinitiate right here as he leaps and attacks the Queen of Pain, just doing a little bit more damage right there. As the Dire creeps are starting to attack the tower for the Radiant side, doing a little bit more damage. Here we go, and Slark is just ready to pounce once more again. He does have 240 mana, he can leap, he can jump, he can do everything. And here we go, he's just rushing up right behind the Queen of Pain as he leaps and just misses the leap, and really getting really crazy right here. They're both running like wild rabbits around the forest right here, around the towers. Queen of Pain just doing a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more aggression right here, delivering a couple more attacks. But the poor man's shield right here is serving a little bit of purpose from stopping that harass, just a little bit. And here we go, back to the middle again, as the last hits are now 53-8. And Slark is 53-3. But Slark is on 3 kills as Queen of Pain is on 1 kill. And here we go, Slark jumps again. He's got no more mana left. He can't do that much anymore. Queen of Pain is just trying to defend as much as he can. And here we go, the Weed Greevil is coming back to deliver some really luscious weed. I mean, here's all of his items. Sorry about that, I was just very fascinated by how green he is. And here we go, Slark is now getting his bottle. He's going to regenerate, he's going to get ready for battle one more time. As he's got his magic wand, waiting for Queen of Pain to use as much magic blinking away as fast as she can. As you can see, not much damage is being output by the Queen of Pain's right-click damage. It's only just harassing Slark just a tiny bit, especially Slark being an agility hero. He'll be able to have more armor than Queen of Pain. And you go, a leap happens from Slark, and he's doing a little bit more damage, just trying to get him away from the creeps. Get him away from there, so you can just get those little bit of creep kills and everything like that. And you go, Queen of Pain gets stuck, but then blinks out, just makes it in time. As she is being hunted by Slark into the forest, into the woods. Just trying to get kited around, enough for a blink, and bang! Stomped right through the woods. What a blind shot right there. Slark just overcomes and destroys the Queen of Pain with a good leap. Very good leap. As the GGs come out, we have been proven, even if Wobi has to leave because he has to actually go, what we saw here today is that it all matters about the creep kills and denies and stuff. But as soon as you die once from the Slark, as soon as Queen of Pain dies, that is it. Slark will be able to fish in more of those kills way more faster than Queen of Pain can do. So all you gotta do is pretty much duke it out as much as you can. Learn how you play Slark. Play more Slark. Play mid against every type of hero like Queen of Pain and everything like that. And practice. That's the only way you can become really great at these heroes. There are lots of heroes in this game. There are lots of counters. You can do anything you like. Even not only just putting mid heroes in mid, you can even put some little supports that can be against Slark in mid. You can even put Undying in mid. You can put anybody in mid. It's all about who you know how to fight with and against. And there you go. They're disconnected right now, and there you go. The GGs have happened, and the winner today is Slark. Slark has been proven to show you that it can be done against Queen of Pain in middle. And thank you for watching today. This is Genoxell, aka Pain Train. And on YouTube, the Dota show is called Dota 2 BoredCAST, not broadcast. It's BoredCAST for all your bored peoples like that. And here we go, you just look me up, and then I'll be having a few links, and this one is the 101 with the great one right there. And oh, Dota has decided to be an asshole and choose the Radiance. And that's all, folks.